Hello everyone, welcome back to Creepin' It Colorful. My name is Lori, and I had mentioned in one of my previous videos that one of my mythographic books was falling apart, and I plan to spiral bind it myself. I've done junk journaling, and usually when I do junk journaling, I take a spiral bound book that I find I can get at a thrift shop, whatever, and I remove the spine. So you have to have one that has this kind of a spine where you can pull these apart and pull it out. Now this was to a dot book that I really am not hurt about taking apart. So the way and you can see it's going to be a good size and it's a good thickness. So the way I do it is, this one was falling apart. The very first page I colored in it decided to come out. So I'm like, okay, before that happens to all of them, and if you look here, it's coming apart here and a little bit up there, all from breaking the spine to lay it flat. So the way I do it is, this is the cover of the original book, and I take it, and I'm not going to do it. There's a perforated line. Let me get you down in here. The perforated paper here. I'm not going to do the holes there. I'm going to do it on here. Now, whatever you want to do, if you want to do it there, but my opinion is I'm not going to give these pages any more reason to leave a book. And if I leave the perforation on, there's a chance that they'll pull out, and besides, it is way too much longer than should be. So then I take the original cover of the book that I took it from, and I try to center this the best that I can, and I take a pencil and I mark it, and those are where I'm going to be punching holes. Excuse me. I got sick, and I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I'm still a little under the weather. Yesterday really was beating me up, but we'll trudge through this. Now, I've done several pages like that, and I figured out how to measure up so that they're all going to be the same. I measured it with a ruler, and I'll get my ruler out and show you. The bottom part here is right here at the halfway mark. So it's like a ½ inch from the bottom. And I went along and I did some. And so I want to work on removing everything and putting it into its own spiral book. So I'm going to show you with one of them how I'm doing this. And let's hope everything works out okay for me. I'm going to fold it at the perforation first. Alrighty. Now it should be easier to pull out. Okay. Now we're on the point of no return because I pulled it out. So what I do then is I just take my handy dandy paper punch, and I do it opposite of how you normally punch, so I can see that I'm getting that square in that hole there, and punch it out just like that. And we go along, all along here. I'm pretty sure people don't want to do this, but I want to do it because it saves me money, and it gives me a change of pace, something different to do. And I don't have to do it all at one time if I don't want to. I can wait and do a little every day. I mean, I'll probably get this finished today, but like I said, I have planners and stuff that I had gotten at yard sales and stuff that had the spiral, and I'm just going to be using the covers and that Now I can't use this cover for this book. I'm going to still use this one, and I will somehow, I haven't figured it out yet, but I think I'm going to try to make the holes here and make the holes the same way on the back so I can save it and it'll still be a cover. So what you're going to do when you're all done with all your pages is you're going to put them through the holes like so, and you will have your book. When you turn it, it'll be flat when you color it, and it'll be a lot, I think it'll be a lot easier to color, and I don't have to worry about the page coming out of the book. I don't have that full border, but also if I want to, and I don't want to put it in here right away, and I do want to color the border, I can leave these pages out, stack them up, put them in a folder, and as I color them, I can color the edge here, or you could actually put washi tape along here so that could reinforce your circles, which might be a better idea. Put that on the front and punch it out, and then put some on the back and punch it out if you'd like to do it double. But that, and you would still get a fancy edge. You could do it in plain color, you can get fancy washi tape, whatever, but that would help to reinforce that. Boy, I'm glad I thought of that, because I have a lot of washi tape that I'm not using at the moment that I could repurpose for this. So that is my journey into doing this. I've done it with the Color Morphia, I think, book that I got at a yard sale. I also had a sketchbook that was had this kind of a binding on it and the spiral, and that's what I'm going to use for this one and that one. And there was another one that I was going to use because I don't know why, but the Rosanna's books are like very hard. I don't know if anybody else have noticed, but his drawings go right up to the middle of the crease in the book, and it's kind of hard sometimes to even attempt to color in there because it's gonna look like crap, and it's really hard to get to. So I really wish he could come out with like a one-sided book, one-sided paper, instead of the double spreads, because I think it would be a lot, I mean, I love the double spreads, but I think it would be a lot easier to manipulate your inside here if it wasn't right up to the edge. You know, it looks pretty once it's done, but it's like a bugger just to get in there sometimes. And you have to be careful that you have to cover this side so that if you're coloring this side doesn't get wrecked. You know, there's a lot of prep going into it, and not a lot, I shouldn't say it that way, but there is a prep to do it so that you don't ruin something, and you gotta hope whatever you're putting down, hopefully you're using a tape that doesn't peel off the design and then you're kind of screwed there. But I just wanted to come on here and show you what I'm going to be doing with this book, because I really love these mythographic books. Even though there's a lot of detail in them, it's just so satisfying when you get one done and you see what the magic of everything in the picture. You could be coloring, like, so I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, but I'll be coloring a page. I'll pick a page to color, and I'll start coloring it, and I really notice things that I haven't really noticed right off the bat. Like, I'm drawn to a picture to color, and I have in my mind, this is going to be this, this is going to be this is what I want to do with this. I hope I can get this effect with this, you know, all that. I want the background to look like this. And you have this stuff twirling around in your mind, but I find when I finally get to to do it, and I'm coloring. I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize that. Like here, I'm just looking now. There's a little a bug right here at this lantern. Oh, and a bug here. See, this is one of those Joseph Cat and Bang. It has snowy animals and hidden objects. These are one of the ones that has this, and there's a bug crawling there. And I'm gonna confess something. I did one of Kirby's books, and those little doodles drive me nuts, especially if they're put in a place that I think kind of ruins the image. I forget what it was that I was going to color, and I looked at the page, and there was like, it was an animal, and it was like the head of the animal, and there was a doodle, like right. There are no other doodles around. Nothing else is interfering with this beautiful animal's his profile, and there's a doodle right smack in the middle. Like, ugh. So I have been trying to somehow cover up those doodles the best that I can, so that I can color over them and make it one cohesive picture. So yeah, there's my confession. And I just noticed that this one also has the doodles in it. Basically, sometimes you can just work around them, but when it's in the middle of a picture like that, and you're going to be doing fur or whatever, there's this doodle bug thing hanging out in the middle, and it's not small. It's like, what the heck, you know? Why is it even there? So I'm glad he got away from doing the doodles so much, but I'm trying to challenge myself to get around them the best that I can. I don't like altering people's artwork, but I mean, if it takes away from it, I love this picture. I really want to color this picture. Let's just look at this for an example. I know this has nothing to do with what this video is about, but an apple. It's snowing. Why is there an apple there? Why is there a seashell inside there? Things like that kind of take away, but I can, like another apple down here and an apple over here. It's like, why is there a caterpillar? It doesn't make any sense to have a caterpillar when it's snowing. It would, to me, if you're gonna hide objects, hide appropriate. Don't hide I don't know, I guess that's the whole idea. If you hide something that you wouldn't normally be looking for, then it's hidden. But these apples are like, I've seen 4 of them, and a caterpillar up here does not make sense. I mean, you can cover that and make it a branch. And we have a rabbit hidden in here, but there are winter rabbits, so that wouldn't bother me so much. But yeah, it's just things that I'm so glad the deer wasn't touched with anything. There's nothing really inside the bulb except for that snail right there. I mean, you wouldn't have a snail in the wintertime either, so that could probably make a flower or something. I don't know. You don't really have flowers in the winter either, but you can probably make that leaf. I don't know. That's how I alter them. But getting back to this whole deal, I can show you what it's going to look like afterwards, but it may take a while, because now that I've thought about it, I'm going to take all the pages, get them all punched out and on a pile, and I'm going to keep them in a folder, because I have some folders upstairs that I just have hanging around that I can just stick them in. And I'm going to put washi tape on these, and that way I won't have to worry about that so much anymore, and it'll be good reinforcement for these. So this is going to be a gradual thing, and as I color the pages, I'm going to actually cheat a little bit. I'm going to want to keep this book in order, so I'm going to put the numbers on the back here so I know what was the first page, second page, and whatnot. That way, if I want to color them and I put them on a pile, these were colored, these aren't colored yet, I'm not going to lose the order of the book. So that's another idea that I will do. I haven't done a full book yet, redoing it with the spiral binding. There we go. So this will be my first altogether, and hopefully when I get this done, it will all look awesome. Now I've got a question for you. Being that this is one of those hidden object books, these are in the back of the book. Do you think I should still keep these pages in the book because it is part of the Mythographic book? I mean, I know I have to keep this one in, and I'll have to keep the back cover one in, but there are several pages here that are just extras of what you would find. What is your opinion? If you were redoing the book, would you keep them in, or would you just leave them out? I'm debating that at the moment, what I should do with them. I know they're part of the book, but they are something that I'm not really happy about having in my pictures, but I don't know if I should just keep them all together because they are part of this whole book. I hope this made sense for you, and you know, maybe you'll have the same idea I have, because I don't know of any place around here that does a spiral binding for you, and I'm not quite sure how much it is. So, me being on a budget that I've always been telling you guys, I try to find ways to do things myself that don't cost a lot. I may have bought this book at a thrift shop or at a yard sale, so it is not something that's going to be ruined in any stretch, but hopefully this helps you figure out what you'd like to do with yours. But you have to have this kind, the kind you can pull apart, because there are kinds of the notebooks, those notebooks for school, they're not composition books, but the regular rule line notebooks, they don't have these, and those spiral are going to be too small to even, when you turn the pages, it's just not gonna work for you. So anyway, if you have any questions, if I haven't covered something and you're wondering about, or you have another idea of doing this, so like if anybody can figure out how I can save the cover, do I just cut it here and just save this, the front and the back, and lose this? Because I'm not sure how I'm going to get that in here that's going to look good. I might just punch the holes and put it through and see what it looks like, but it might defeat the purpose of being able to lay them flat. It might hold it, you know. So I have that to think about, and it is, the first page is attached a little bit. See, oh, even that's coming up. Look at that. Yeah, so this first page is attached, so I would probably I would want this longer than my pages, just so I have protection for my pages. But I'm thinking I might have to cut here and do the same in the back, and then put the holes here because of it being attached like that. I'm going to probably put some tape here to cover it. I was going to do washi tape anyway, so yeah. So this book is, like I said, falling apart, and I know some other people have had issues with this one. this specific mythographic. Check yours out, just to be warned. Yep, the pages are coming out, and this actually was not on the perforation. It was actually the whole page came out. It came right out here. So right there's the perforation thing. So yeah, I would just be mindful of that. Maybe you want to try to somehow secure the pages a little bit. I don't know how you would do that, but more power to you. I'm just going this route, and I thought I'd share my endeavor with you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for being here and subscribing and supporting my my journey. Oh, good Lord. And I can't blame it on meds because I'm not taking any for my being not feeling well. Hopefully this all subsides and I can get to... I didn't even feel good enough to color yesterday. So I knew I was not feeling well at all. I mean, it was bad. I got a few things done around the house, but it was hard. It was like I was really beating myself up. But anyway, enough of that. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, because we got a whole pile of other things to do. I have another video going to be out today. It's going to be Terrifying Tuesday. I'm going to trudge through that one. I'm probably going to do that within an hour or two, sometime before our lunchtime. It's like 9 o'clock here, 9 a.m. here right now in Pennsylvania. So I might do that, try to do that before lunchtime and work on one of the dragon pages. And so I hope you stay happy. Please stay healthy. You don't want to get whatever I have. It's some kind of bug. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay creative, stay colorful, stay creepy, and stay tuned for the next video. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye for now.